interwebs, I'm Eric, and welcome to the Looney Turtle. So, I might, by chance, have a passing interest in a small, little-known series known as Gravity Falls. And over the years, I may or may not have gotten one or two pieces of memorabilia from this series. Where's the sleeve for that one? But regardless of that, recently there has been a release called The Book of Bill. And so naturally, I got two. But it's not a problem. I swear there's a reason for this is the one I originally ordered. This one is from Barnes & Noble. It's got 10 extra pages of content, because of course Barnes & Noble gets a special edition. So yeah, and there's even a signed one. I don't think I'm gonna get that one, but I might, we'll see. At the very least, I wanted to make a video that kind of goes over some of the Easter eggs that you can find out in this book. Specifically, we'll start out with what happened to Bill. It turns out that yes, in fact, he did die in this moment because the Stan twins, they won. They knew what they were doing. And so he did exactly what we heard him do in the series. He shouted out to the axolotl and said, "Hey, I need your help. Please, I don't want to die."
Hey, XOLOTL! My time has come to burn! I invoke the ancient power that I may return!
So naturally, the axolotl did help him. Specifically, it says, "On the day Bill Cipher died, he used the trick he'd never tried. Shattered, broken, not yet dead, Cipher left the con man's head. A desperate plea, some panicked prayers, to meet the frilly guy upstairs. In a tank outside of space, the opposites met face to face. Just one shot to live again. He pled his case to his old friend. Look, from one god to an..." I can't do Bill's voice. I'll just do it in Looney's voice. "Look, from one god to another, who cares? I tried to kill those brothers. They're all ants. It's all a game. Let's press restart and try again. I'm too cool and fun to die. Just give this angle one more try." The axe sighed in a knowing way. He expected this, is what Bill'd say. "You cannot grow through denial. You'll have to face my hardest trial. See my program to the end. Then you may yet live again." "Am I fighting demons? Eating ghosts?" "You're getting what you needed most. One way to absolve your crimes, to change your form, will take some time." Bill couldn't believe his luck. This salamander was such a smuck. Easier than he'd ever thought it. He faked remorse, but Guppy bought it. Well, it turns out he got sent to therapy, specifically the Theraprism, with other interdimensional gods that need rehabilitation, and he's going to be in there for a while, especially after, and this is true, they found out that he made this book and was reaching out to the human world. So, yeah, that's interesting to learn about. There's also a bunch of different ciphers in this book, including this one, which is just a substitution cipher for black and white. And there's some creative ones. So on some of the pages, they've got like these weird colors going around, but there's some that are very particular about how they're lined up, and that's because they're using what is called the color substitution cipher. And the way that you figure this one out, you see, is you take letters of the alphabet and then you encrypt them into numbers, from what I understand, and those numbers then correspond to the different letters of the alphabet. Here's how this one can make sense. According to the wiki, we've got a light blue that corresponds to 1, which is then A, and then green that corresponds to 2, which is B, and so on with the other different colors. You can actually just go to the wiki to find all of the different ciphers and how to use them. But basically what's going on here is you're able to... Hold on, I'll find the page. Just you wait. It's... where's the master's page? Hold on. Okay. Here it is. So, with this color, we've got 20, which is T. We've got, I think it's 8. No, this one's 10. J, and then so on. until you get to the secret message on this one, which is the axolotl thinks he won, but Cypher's games have just begun. And that's all the way at the beginning here, which is great foreshadowing for the rest of the book. I highly recommend that if you can, buy this book, read it. Even, this one's fine to read too. This one just has 10 extra pages, which honestly, you could get the content from the internet if you really wanted to. There's also another fun Easter egg where you can scan these barcodes to actually get secret messages. Like, I think for this one, it says, "Hey, nerd." I have a bar scanner app on my phone, and I've had it for the longest time, and naturally when I saw that, I scanned that and then immediately felt bad because he's putting me down for being a nerd. Anyways, there's also a bunch of other fun little ways to get messages. Like this one, it looks just like a jumbled mess, but in reality you turn it sideways and hopefully you can see the words. This one actually works better if I do it from this angle, but maybe you see it. It's kind of an angle-based thing, so you can see the letters. They're super skinny. But basically it says, "Need a word? Fine, I'll talk. It's the name of the eyeball doc," which actually is important for something later on. They also use the rune theraprism and other substitution ciphers that we'll deal with later on. But there's also another barcode in which you can scan it, and it says, "I miss the void." It's just a barcode with letters corresponding to it. It's silly that's something that he constantly does throughout this book. There's also a couple of A1Z26 ciphers in there, Theraprism, so on and so forth. Bro's secret code. I think that's just a font. He just used a font. And it has things like "miss you," "have I been too harsh all along," and so on. Hot Oxalotl is on the Dimensional Authority call transcript, so there's that. And so on. So there's a lot of stuff within this book. So if you like deciphering things, it's definitely worth the read so that you can find out all of the different things that are going on. They even have a page that describes what this book is, because canonically, it is brain matter. And there's, of course, a spine. Human spine, that's what's keeping this together. Which, in making this video, I found out that the original book that I got, the original Journal 3, the spine isn't very good. But after it became a New York Times bestseller, that spine is holding up pretty well. Meanwhile, I never, ever get my special edition out, so this is a treat. Because I baby that thing. It is precious to me. I even have the original packaging for it, so, there's that. Good old number, I think I get, good old number 1459. That's what copy I have of that precious book. But anyways, one of the more important aspects of this book is actually on one of the early pages where we see "this is not a website.com," and that is hidden right down here. This is not a website.com.com. This is an Easter egg website that is trying to tease at something. Some are speculating that it is hinting at a season 3 of Gravity Falls. Some are thinking that maybe it's a movie or something like that. What I know for sure is that Alex Hirsch has said that it's currently having technical difficulties because there are technical difficulties. Like, flat out, that's just a thing. And the way that we get into the website, because there's a password, actually goes directly back to the page with that weird text. It's the name of an eye doctor. The name of the eye doctor is in reference to a section of the book. Great section. It's just The Great Gatsby. Chapter 2 starts at page 11. and it's just flat out The Great Gatsby. So yeah, we get the doctor's name in there, and we can input that into the website. And in the website, it originally had a countdown, and unfortunately, Seuss now has technical difficulties. So we'll find out what's going on with that sooner than later, I hope. And yeah, for the moment, I'm a slow reader, so it's going to take me a while to get through this. But I've definitely had a lot of fun going through the different pages and finding out that Bill is trying to pretend that he's good, man. But in reality, he is actually shattered and in therapy. So, yeah. Lots to go through. The style, like, there's so many different styles in this book. It kind of, at times, gives me a nostalgia trip. Just with all of the different references that they're putting in here. But yeah, with that, I think I'll see all of you in the next video. Let me know if there's anything in particular you would like me to explain or talk about relating to the new Book of Bill. And if you've been sitting here this entire time wondering, why does Eric have a weird thing on the side of his head? This is a microphone. I wanted to move around a lot, and I knew I'd be moving around a lot. So this probably wasn't going to be fitting. But yeah. So with all of that, I'll see all of you in the next video. And so he called out to the... No, that's not good for that.
On the day Bill Cipher died, he used a trick he'd never tried. Shattered and broken, not yet dead, Cipher left the conman's head. A desperate plea, some panicked prayers, to meet the frilly guy upstairs. In a tank outside of space, the opposites met face to face. Just one shot to live again, he pled his case to his old friend.
Look, from one god to another, who cares if I tried to kill those brothers? They're all ants, it's all a game. Let's press restart and try again. I'm too cool and fun to die. Just give this angle one more try.
The axe sighed in a knowing way. He expected this was what Bill'd say. You cannot regrow through denial. You'll have to face my hardest trial. See my program to the end. Then you may yet live again.
Am I fighting demons, eating ghosts?
You're getting what you need the most. One way to absolve your crimes. To change your form will take some time. Bill could not believe his luck. The salamander was a smuck. Easier than he ever thought it. He faked remorse. The guppy bought it. In combat, Bill was undefeated. Whatever challenge, he could beat it. Bill shook the axe's hand with glee. How bad could these trials be? Dimension 5150. Neutral zone. Outside of time. Welcome to the Thera Prism. Mandatory therapy number 3455. Patient Bill Cipher. Referred by the axolotl, crimes against reality, memory laundering, breaking and entering the fabric of space-time, chrono-infanti-regicide, multi-level marketing, psycho-torture, the second dimension incident, Weird-mageddon, and so on. Recommendation: indefinite karmic rehabilitation. Greetings! We wish to apologize on behalf of our staff for what you have just witnessed. To explain, you have been contracted through this book against our rules by patient number 323322 from the Dimensional Tyrant Ward of our Maximum Security Wellness Center. Ever since the axolotl admitted him, Cipher has been a unique case. On the first day, he started a one-man prism riot and had to be placed in solitary wellness void. We understand therapy can be difficult for our new patients, which is why we've put a poster in Bill's prism cell. Via triangle. We think this will help.